From his ongoing ego-fueled feud with Taylor Sheridan to wanting to move on to an exciting new project. Here's why Kevin Costner is truly leaving Yellowstone. Everyone who's been a fan of the actor knows that he is sometimes hard to work with. He's been in the industry for around half a decade, with countless awards to his name, including a Primetime Emmy, 3 Golden Globes, and 2 Screen Actor Guild Awards for his exceptional performance on his project. It makes sense for Costner to have a bit of an ego. However, Kevin's ego is bad news for Yellowstone fans, since it's part of the reason why he won't be continuing the show. According to anonymous sources who spoke to the New York Post and the Daily Mail, there's an ongoing feud between creator Taylor Sheridan and Kevin Costner, and that's the reason why production for the second half of Season 5 hasn't begun. The first half ended on a cliffhanger in January, and Part 2 was scheduled to be released in the summer of 2023. Now that the producer isn't on the same page as the main lead, Yellowstone's future seems dark. If you're wondering why there's so much tension behind the scenes of the show, Puck's Matthew Baloney spilled insider details about the spat. Baloney sat down with E.T. to spill some serious tea. The journalist revealed that many things are adding to the heat, but it all boils down to Kevin's headstrong personality and his stubbornness to make things happen exactly the way he wants. It's a shame that he'll no longer be continuing it for too long. Matthew believes that Costner's big ego has led to the rift. Truth be told, this isn't that crazy of an accusation. Reports have revealed that the tiff started when the Bodyguard actor made unreasonable demands. Kevin wanted to give 1 week to the shooting of Season 5 Part 2. It turns out he had some scheduling conflicts and couldn't commit for longer than that. The veteran actor also wanted to increase his pay. In July 2022, Variety reported that Costner is the highest paid actor on TV. He makes around $1.2 million per episode. Baloney confirmed this by suggesting that the 68-year-old makes about $20 million per season from the show, along with some extra money on the side. Kevin wanted the extra cash in return for his promotional work for Yellowstone. All this didn't sit well with Taylor, who felt as if the actor was being a little unfair and wasn't prioritizing the show that revived his career. To be fair, Sheridan is also a man with a lot of pride. He's not only the creator of one of the most popular shows on TV right now, but he worked really hard as an actor on shows such as Veronica Mars and Sons of Anarchy. So the guy clearly knows the ins and outs of the industry and is upset with Kevin for his attitude. Then again, neither party has commented on the ongoing feud. However, Costner's attorney denied some of these claims. One thing's for sure, the actor's PR team deserves a raise. As soon as these rumors started making the rounds, his attorney, Marty Singer, sent a letter to E.T. He was defensive about the whole thing and denied all the reports by saying that Kevin only being willing to work 1 week was an absolute lie. His attorney went on a rant about how ridiculous these rumors are and stressed the fact that Kevin is incredibly passionate about the show. A spokesperson for Paramount Network also told E.T. in a statement that there's no kicking Kevin out of the show because he's a very important part of it. They also said the show won't be the same without him. Maybe that's why Yellowstone is ending after Season 5. You heard that right. In May 2023, Paramount Network set the record straight. They announced that Season 5 would be the last season of the show, much to the dismay of the fans who were devastated by the news. Many of them thought the whole thing was ridiculous. One went as far as to say that they couldn't lose their all-time favorite show. Much of the disappointment was because there was a lot left unanswered by the end of Part 1. There's no way Part 2 can tie up all these loose ends in a satisfying way. You see, the first half of Yellowstone Season 5 ended with quite a bang. In the episode A Knife and No Coin, Jamie Dutton decided to take family drama to a whole new level by trying to remove his father from the governor's office. That wasn't even all. There was a whole showdown between Jamie and Beth, so by the end of the episode, fans were left on the edge of their seats. It makes sense for them to be upset by this news, because people have been waiting for the show to return since it last aired in January. A little birdie tells us that we might just have to wait until November to see the show come to its conclusion. But don't worry guys, the showmakers aren't completely abandoning us. Turns out, there might be a spin-off of the series. It's true. Chris McCarthy, the leader of Paramount, has confirmed the news. He also told us that Matthew McConaughey had been cast in the upcoming series and that it's one of the 10 projects that Taylor Sheridan is working on, under McCarthy's supervision, of course. If you're a fan of the Dallas Buyers Club actor, this is big news because he's returning to the big screen after 3 years. When talking to Dax Shepard on an Armchair Expert episode, the Oscar-winning actor expressed how excited he is to be back on screen. Matthew was also pretty clear on the fact that he won't just take up any project, but will instead wait for the right role to come to him. From the looks of it, it seems as if he's found the perfect fit. But that being said, it's probably going to be hard to create the same magic as the original series. Yellowstone has become one of the biggest shows on television in recent years. Nothing proves this more than the fact that 12 million people tuned in to watch the premiere of Season 5. And if we're being really honest, Kevin was at the heart of the show, so the showmakers already know it's no use continuing without him. But the wildest thing is that even amidst all of this, his co-stars still remember him with nice words. When talking to Us Weekly, Wendy Moniz gave Costner a lot of love. She said that he's been extremely professional throughout the whole thing and that she's never had trouble working with him. According to the 54-year-old, the two actors have a natural chemistry on set, so their working relationship had a lot of playfulness to it as well. And that's pretty evident on the screen. It looks like she has a lot of respect for the actor, and she's not the only one. Even throughout this whole mess and the actors potentially losing their jobs, none of his co-stars have actually badmouthed the veteran actor. Maybe that's because of the name he's made for himself through his past in the industry. From what we've heard, Kevin has some really big future prospects too. The news is out. Costner has a brand new Western series. It's actually a pretty fascinating project. A documentary for the History Channel called The West. And though we don't know a lot of details just yet, from what I've heard, The West is an 8-episode-long series featuring classic stories and myths centered around American history. Kevin is very hyped about this project. He's set to be the host after all. Apparently, it's been a dream of his to do something like this. In an interview, he spoke about how in love he is with the stories of the West and its history. He was also really glad he got the chance to work with legendary biographer Doris Kearns Goodwin, who will be the filmmaker for the project. It looks like this old man is ready to move on from the Duttons. The news was announced in the 2023 A&E Network upfront presentation, and people immediately began to speculate if this series played a part in Costner's exit from Yellowstone. Rumors suggest that chances are high because Yellowstone no longer seems to interest the Robin Hood actor the same way. His eyes are set on a different project, and at his age, he doesn't really want to work too much. So, from wanting to move on to an exciting new project to his ongoing ego-fueled feud with Taylor Sheridan, this is why Kevin Costner is truly leaving Yellowstone.